Dark of the Moon was released in 1993, made for character levels 5 to 9, written by L. Richard Baker III, with interior art by Arne Schweckel, and a cover by Rolf Ruffel. The adventure is 60 pages long and takes place in the Island of Terror domain of Vostok, based off medieval Russia, just in an endless winter. The domain of Vostok was described in the supplement Dark Lords, but is given an expanded update here. The heroes unwittingly enter the domain and immediately have to deal with the harsh environment. After a series of encounters in the harsh wilderness, including an encounter with the Dark Lord of the domain, the heroes will meet Mikhail, an ally. Mikhail is the Dark Lord's son who is rebelling against his father, and gives the heroes a lay of the land and clues them in as to what is exactly going on. The Lord of the domain is Gregor Zolnik, a lupinor werewolf who changes into a large black wolf. Lupinor is a new type of werewolf. They have to don the skin of a wolf that they killed to transform and cannot take hybrid form. Gregor was once a hunter who, during a very harsh winter in which the people of the land were starving, Gregor got the idea to don the skin of a dead wolf and to eat its heart, which transformed him into a lupinor werewolf. At first, Gregor used his secret gift to gain notoriety and to feed his people. Soon Gregor fell in love and married, but eventually his bestial nature started taking over and he started hunting as a wolf more and more. His wife started to think he was cheating on him with his nightly hunts, so she took a lover. When Gregor found out, he became enraged and killed her, her family, including her father, who was the lord of the land, and also that act of that heinous slaughter brought the land into the realm of RAVENLOFT. Gregor would eventually become the lord of the land and recruited other mighty hunters into his clan. Basically what he would do was he would strip them of their weapons and give them a little bit of a head start, and he would hunt them as a wolf. And if they showed ingenuity or survived the time, he would just wound them and they would end up turning into wolves as well. And he would recruit them to the clan. If they failed, well, they were that night's dinner. And so eventually he ended up recruiting quite a few number of people. But as the long winter grew harsher and game became more scarce, they began to hunt people and feed it to the starving villagers, who were actually unaware of the source of the meat that they ate. Gregor and his clan are terrorizing villages in order to gain their fealty, but some of the villages are resisting, and this is where the domain of Vostok is in when the heroes arrive. Mikhail and the players go to the village of Torgov and help defend it from an attack by Gregor and his clan. After a successful defense, the heroes head to the village of Kernova. When they arrive, they find that the villagers have all been slaughtered, and Gregor makes a surprise attack, capturing the players. There, Gregor strips them of their weapons and hunts them, but the heroes are saved by Gregor's witch sisters who hate him and want him dead. They tell the heroes how to kill Gregor and send them to the village of Vostok. Yes, there is a main village of Vostok and there's the domain of Vostok. There, the heroes will infiltrate the village and find any allies they can to their cause. Then they will sneak into Gregor's fort, and they will eventually have a final confrontation with Gregor. Now, with any Dark Lord, it will be up to the DM to decide whether or not he is truly dead, so that the domain can live on. However, the players will get in 2 fights with Gregor. Actually, the first time they will defeat him and think he is dead. However, once he comes back, they have to defeat him again in order to truly kill him. I do recommend Dark of the Moon. While an average adventure, it does have many things going for it. Its harsh winter environment is unique to the setting and will put the players to the test, and it even comes with an exposure chart to do so. The werewolves are a constant threat, and the lupinor is a different kind of werewolf the players are not used to, so they will get a kick out of playing a different type of werewolf. It's easy for a DM to run, and it is also well paced. Now Vorskov would later be placed in the Frozen Reaches cluster, but this module can be played whether or not it is an Island of Terror or part of the Frozen Reaches cluster. In the bitter cold of a land mired in eternal winter, hunters take the shapes of wolves to better kill their prey. They stalk the snow-filled forest on paws of deadly silence. Powerful and swift, these evil shape changers roam the land at will, murdering those who oppose them and plundering the weak. At the head of this pack paces the great black wolf of the wood. Is this murderer beast the underling of Gregor Zolnik, the warrior who rules this waste? Seeking to extend his conquest by any means he can, Gregor has cowed the land of Vorskov by relying on ruthless strength and savagery. Are the player characters clever enough to survive against villains who are stronger, faster, and fiercer than any they've ever encountered? The Black Wolf awaits your answer in the biting cold.